Okay, welcome to our post-game recap. Neil Rudel joined by Andy Stine. Appreciate Chuck Meyers jumping in doing our video. Wow, what a night down here. A very, very tough loss. Kind of reminds of the Notre Dame loss with the faint ceiling interception by Drew Aller with the game on the line. Oregon gets out of here with a 30-24 win. I mean, at times I felt like, wow, we were witnessing just a tremendously competitive game, especially on defense. But the bottom line is, once again, at the biggest moments, James Franklin's team has not been able to deliver, and it's another really tough loss in front of just a really special backdrop.
I was talking to somebody else in the media room just now, but you could make the argument that Drew Aller has probably the two most painful, most terrible timing for us in Penn State history. That's brutal to take, especially at two straight energy games like this. And I don't know if you felt it on the way down here to the media room. I've never heard so many people just so silent exiting the stadium. Just tough one to take. It's going to take a few days for the sting to go away.
You hate to see a game lost, and on a mistake play. I feel bad for the kid in that regard. He came out. He was looking for Luke Reynolds on the sideline. Obviously, underthrew it. One play typically doesn't decide a football game, but it put the cap on it. Penn State really dug itself a huge hole with a very inept offensive showing, really for 3 quarters. The fans were chanting "Fire Franklin." It was an ugly moment. They did respond when they came back. Aller hit Ross. The team showed a lot of character. But then the defense had been on the field so long that I think they wore down.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Franklin acknowledged that as much post game today. Like, when you're on the field that much, it's going to wear on you. Even with a great defense like Jim Knowles has here at Penn State, and the Fire Franklin chance. I mean, that was valid tonight for 3 quarters. I mean, it was ugly. It was just I don't know what the word is, non-competitive football.
Well, and he's the guy that had hired these offensive coordinators. He had to fire Yurcich. He has Andy Kotelnicki here, and, he did nothing for 3 quarters. The offensive line was a huge disappointment. James did point out they averaged 3rd and 9 throughout the first half. So, I mean, it was obvious passing situations that they really couldn't free hardly anybody, and here they are. Now, he did point out, of course, there's a lot more balance in college football. The season isn't over, but you've sucked the life out of the fan base again. And that's a problem.
I'll tell you one thing that crossed my mind while we were in there just now. I remember last year after Ohio State, it was basically like a no big deal kind of thing. When the season isn't over yet. It was a little less like that. It was a little less like this one hurts, this one kind of hurts for a while. Good news is the schedule is kind of favorable here for the next couple of weeks. UCLA is in rough shape right now, so is Northwestern. So, they have a couple weeks to get right again.
He was asked after the game what effect the soft non-conference schedule had, playing Nevada, Florida International, and Villanova, and he said, I think that's a fair question, even though he set up the schedule, that, you lose this game and that is going to come up. So, it's a shame. It took away a tremendous effort on the part of the defense, at least for about three strong quarters. A tough call that went against them, that's going to happen. But, I got to give Oregon credit. Man, they came in here in front of a whiteout, stayed in Altoona. Maybe that was one of the karmas that helped. They'll probably stay in Altoona again, when they come back. But, to handle the noise and the playmakers they had and the defense that they had. I got to give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, and I don't know if you felt it. I know I felt it when that fumble was reversed. It felt like the air was just clearing out of the stage. Like no energy, and at the time it was only a 10-3 game, but 10-3 seemed insurmountable. So
I think it was 3-3 at that point.
Well, it was 3-3, and then they made it 10-3 a couple plays later. Yeah. So and at that point, I felt like it was insurmountable at the time. So you got to give a lot of credit to the offense in the fourth quarter, just to get themselves back and give themselves a chance to win it.
Yeah, man, they can build on that. I mean, there's just issues, we'll get to it as the week and the coverage continues to resume. But hey, just another winnable game in a big situation. James is now 4-21 against the top 10, and there's no hiding from that. So anyway, thank you to Chuck Meyers. Andy, good being with you. It's a late night, but appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys.